The sovereign grant, a taxpayer-funded payment, is used by King Charles III and other members of the royal family to pay for royal duties. The payment, estimated to be around £86 million, is based on the profits of the Crown Estate, a property business owned by the monarch but run independently, and covers the approximate 3,000 engagements carried out each year, travel, staff costs, hospitality and housekeeping. There has been criticism of some aspects of the royals' spending, with a recent BBC panorama focusing particularly on their pricey travel costs. Get the latest royal news straight to your phone by joining our WhatsApp community. Jane Corbin, host of Panorama's Will King Charles Change the Monarchy?, revealed that in the last year of Queen Elizabeth II's reign, they, the royals, spent more than £2 million on helicopters and £800,000 on private jets. According to the official royal financial reports for 2021-22, travel costs rose by £1.3 million to £4.5 million with the easing of restrictions following the coronavirus pandemic. This included 26 journeys that cost more than £15,000 each. The most expensive trip, the Prince and Princess of Wales Tour of the Caribbean in March 2022, cost £226,383. Norman Baker, former Liberal Democrat minister and a critic of the monarchy's expenses, noted the royal family's lavish travel and called out particular members for contradicting their standpoint on the environment. Charles has played blinder over coronation with petty Harry, and King Juan Grovel. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex have yet to respond to their invitation to be part of the 2,000-strong congregation, including heads of state, at Westminster Abbey in less than 4 weeks' time. The deadline to RSVP for the historic event on May 6 passed on Monday, and their silence has left organisers in limbo. But a royal source said the 74-year-old king is in no mood to pander to Harry's whims. Read more here. The royal family loves helicopters, he said. It loves private jets. And it goes around lecturing people about climate change. Prince Charles, as he was then, took a helicopter to Cambridge to lecture people about this poor planet. Here, Mr. Baker referred to the King's visit to the University of Cambridge in January 2020. The then Prince of Wales travelled 125 miles in total in his private helicopter from his residence in Highgrove, Gloucestershire. During his visit, he officially opened the Whittle Laboratory of Mattingley Road and discussed plans to accelerate technology to fight climate change. Unveiling a plaque as part of the laboratory opening, he said, "We haven't got time to waste. We have run out of time now to rescue this poor old planet from man-made emissions and all the complications we're now facing, the challenges we're now facing." After leaving the laboratory, he travelled 53 miles to Sandringham to see his mother, the late Queen Elizabeth II. The helicopter's entire 368-mile journey, involving 4 flights, caused carbon emissions of around 2.5 tons, used hundreds of gallons of aviation fuel and cost at least £12,000. Private planes and helicopters use 10 to 20 times the carbon emissions of a normal plane, a train or an electric car. At the time, a spokesman for Charles said, "The prince is not personally involved in decisions around his transportation arrangements, though he ensures all carbon emissions are offset every year. They are made based on what is possible within the constraints of time, distance and security." In order for him to undertake as many engagements as he does across the UK and around the world, he sometimes has to fly. as he has often said, as soon as there is a more sustainable way of making these journeys, he'll be the first to use it. Don't miss. Poll, would you read Meghan's memoir? Poll, Len Goodman made heartbreaking confession to King Charles about family. Latest, Prince Andrew likely to continue with honour roll at coronation. Insight, when faced with the argument that the royals encounter security issues and often have to travel that way, Mr. Baker disagreed, saying, "They don't have to travel by helicopter. They can travel by train and they have security people with them." In a statement, Buckingham Palace said it takes into account safety, security and the need to minimize disruption when travel decisions are made. The palace has been further contacted by Express.co.uk for comment on this story. The royal family's security has been a further point of contention for some critics. The sovereign grant does not cover security costs, leading some to argue that the true cost of the monarchy is far higher. Security for members of the firm is usually picked up by the Metropolitan Police, which is paid for by the UK government's treasury. Republic, an organisation that campaigns for an elected head of state, has estimated that the total yearly cost of the monarchy, once security is included, is approximately £345 million, several times higher than the sovereign grant. By contrast, other organisations, such as the consultancy Brand Finance, argue that security and other costs are outweighed by what the royal family contributes to the economy each year. Lord Soames, an old friend of the King, told Panorama, when he, Charles, uses helicopters or the train or whatever, it is for the very good purpose of being on public duty to the people, to the state, to the crown. This is not done as a jaunt. He added, "I think the cost of the monarchy is tiny compared to what it produces for this country and what it means to this country." He, Charles, is an incredibly important asset because he is above and beyond politics. He is the king and he is the greatest asset of soft power this country has. According to a poll commissioned by Panorama, 54% of people believe the monarchy is a good value for money, while 32% think it is a bad value. In 2021-22, the royal family spent £102.4 million, driven up by the work on Buckingham Palace, which is undergoing a 10-year refurbishment plan. It marked an increase of 17% on the previous year. Most of the grant is spent on the cost of maintaining occupied royal palaces, and staff pay. Last year, £55 million was spent on efforts to accelerate work on Buckingham Palace in time for Queen Elizabeth II's Platinum Jubilee, an increase of 41%. Money from leftover sovereign grant funds from previous years was used to meet the shortfall.